Hi, I'm Lauren from LSP Actions. In this over my shoulder edit, I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks when it comes to applying butterfly overlays in Photoshop to your studio images. We're going to be looking at a newborn and a cake smash image. You can watch the other tutorials. There are quite a few for this one, showing lots of different tips, hacks, tricks and techniques you can use, as well as the main video overview start to finish tutorial with everything you need to know about adding butterflies in Photoshop. You'll be the expert by the end of this. So let's dive in. So we have a sweet newborn shot. Let's apply the butterflies in. For this I'll show you how to do it again as a reminder from your library. Once you've added them in, now we've got a lot of blues and peaches in this image, really cute. So of course I'm going to go for one of our blue butterfly scenes. Just drag and drop and resize them in. Back on your layers panel, you can add a mask because I've applied manually, not with the actions. Brush set to black. Take away any you don't need to show in your image. Any that are coming off the canvas that you don't want to be there. And there we go. I'm actually going to take away this guy because what I'd like to do is add an individual butterfly. So I'm going to scroll down to the individuals and let's add our little blue guy. How about we have it perched on baby's arm or on the basket. With the actions, I'm going to colour blend boost. Make sure you clicked on the butterfly and just come over just to blend a little and paint a shadow. Let's pop some shadows onto this butterfly's feet. I'm going to actually edit, transform, flip horizontal, just have this butterfly facing the other way so he's looking at baby. Now our shadow paint that I've just added using the Photoshop actions, going to grab your brush, maybe by squashing it small, and let's see what kind of shadow do we think this butterfly's legs would leave. Let's just make that a little smaller. And you can see the direction of the light is coming down, so I just want to kind of mimic the direction of that light. Now let's blur and blend that shadow in a little more. You can, if you want to blur a shadow or any layer, you just add a Gaussian blur. This is a pro tip here for Photoshop. Let's just add a little more blurring in, just to get those shadows blurred. And we come down with a really low flow. Now a black brush just to ease off the shadows, just a touch. And now we have a more tailored shadow under the butterfly. And what you can do as well, you can change the opacity of the shadows once they're in. There's lots you can do to get kind of realistic looking shadows in Photoshop. On the butterfly, click back on it, open up our actions. I'm going to have a little darken down paint. Make sure I've clicked the right one, and I'm just going to darken behind the butterfly and underneath as well. And then a little brighten up, just to get this butterfly blending with our image a lot more with some shadows included. I'm going to add a soft tiny blur to the butterfly as well, barely any at all, but they're very sharp, these butterflies. So if you can add a little blur in, then automatically you are going to make it fit your image more realistically. And there we go, we have our sitting butterfly with the shadow, and we have our butterflies flying around. Instantly added a beautiful option for your client. Butterflies are very special to many people and they represent many different things. Let's go for another one in the studio, another studio shot. And they're not just for outdoors. So this cake smash, we use butterflies, little paper butterflies in the background. Let's add some real ones. So I'm going to fit screen. I'm going to drag and drop from the library again for this one rather than using the actions. And let's find some butterflies that are really going to fit this scene. I'm going to go for purple. So let's add these purple butterflies in. And then on our layers panel, I'm going to add a mask manually by clicking on the layer mask. If you use the actions, remember the mask is done for you. Soft round brush, 100% opacity, 25% flow. Let's get rid of any automatically that are not in the right place for our scene. Now this image has a lot of a smaller depth of field. The background is right there. So if you're in a huge actual field, you know, you're outdoors shooting, having tiny butterflies in the background will give that sense of depth. When you're in a shorter image, such as a studio with a backdrop, you don't want the small ones too far in the background, so you can just paint over them and they're gone. You can really adapt and tweak this to suit your image. And at any point you want to bring any back, you just use a white brush. I'm going to hit colour change paint on the actions. And let's go over, let's get them a little pinkier. The actual pinky kind of purple tone that's already selected, I'm just going over their wings, I don't want to go over the body too much. Actually works really nice with this image, but we can definitely tweak that a little more to suit the image even more. I'm just kind of coming over those blue tones. So I'm going to double click the hue and saturation box to bring it up. And let's just have a play and see if we can get these butterflies matching the scene even more. You can also, it's on colorize, you can click off this and you can, you can drag and adapt the butterfly colors all you want to kind of suit your image. Colorize just gives a block color, which I find is a little better when it comes to color changing areas of your butterflies. And you can change the lightness, you can change the darkness, you can change the level of saturation, just to get this blending really nicely with your image. Let's try another one for this scene. We can go for the glass butterflies. You could add just one or two in manually like this. These are fantasy butterflies. You could add a couple in, or you can add a whole scene. Just drag and drop. And instantly you've got something really pretty. And you can give your clients both options, which is super cool when it comes to layers. If you haven't already, please watch the main tutorial where I show you everything you need to know, or you can watch more of these mini tutorials to show you more tips and tricks and scenarios for using these butterflies. I can't wait to see what you create. I'm Lauren, thanks for watching.